Okay. Hi. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing fine. Thank you. Thank you for coming on the show. I appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
So, it looks like you're an author. You've got lots of books back there. I saw the picture that you sent us of all your book covers, and it looks like you've got children's books, but also non children's books. Is that correct?
Yes.
Well, that's kind of unusual because most people generally, the ones that come on our show, they're either children's authors or non children's authors. But you've done both, which I think is interesting. So, how long have you been writing?
I've been writing for more than 20 years, but I became a published author in the year 2018.
Are all your books published at this point?
Yes, I have six books published at this point.
Well, let's see. We could probably just talk a little bit about the books generally. What are the topics for your children's books and what kind of age are they geared towards?
I actually write for children between infancy and up to age 10, because the latest of my children books can be read by a 10-year-old, it's or 9-year-old, and you can also read it to an infant. So I write children books because I'm a child care provider, and having the gift of writing, there's no how I write that the inspiration to write about children does not come to me. So I receive this inspiration when I see the way children interact, the way they run around. And my intention with writing children books is to try, to see what is going on in the mind of every child, receiving care or learning something. How are they responding to it? What actually is going on in their mind? So that is actually my focus in writing children books.
Okay, are there specific lessons or messages in each of the books?
Yes. In the case of I Am Mama's Favorites, I wrote about, the feelings of a child as that child was receiving care from the mom, as the mom was feeding, changing diapers, playing, doing all kinds of things with the child. What was this child feeling? What was the reaction of the child? And also, I Am Mama's Favorites also talks about breastfeeding, because I found out that in children library, it's not so easy to find so many breastfeeding books for children that you can reach to children. You may find a lot for moms, but whereas some that the child can actually enjoy, when you read it to them. So I had in my child care facility, there was a time I had this breastfeeding mom, and I had a space for her to come in. Sometimes she get the chance to do, to feed her baby there. So all of that, inspired me to write that book. And, I believe that moms with breastfeeding babies will want to read such a book to their children. It also talks about the care that a mom gives to children, how we love them, care for them right from infancy, right from the womb up till the time they were born. So with my play space talks about, what is going on in the child's environment. Any place you put a child, a toddler, an infant, they just, they explore their environment, they move around, So as adults, we are supposed to be the caregivers who make sure they are out of danger. So what are the things this child, this character in this book saw in his environment? How was he relating to them? How well did he like them, including the caregiver in the room? So that is what my play space talk about. And my latest one, which was published last year, Let's Go Shopping. This right here is, introduces us to the the child that went to the store with her mom. What was she feeling? What was the reaction? The first few pages show us the excitement she had. And the inspiration to write this one came to me when I actually took my 3 years and older kids to the store. We went on a field trip to the store one year, and I saw the way the students were interacting with me, and how they were pointing and asking questions about fruits and vegetables, which ones they like, which ones they've never seen before, and I was talking to them about, what they were pointing at. So I felt, inspired to write something about that, to help children who are picky eaters, to know, to know that they can also enjoy eating fruits and vegetables.
I know as a kid I was a picky eater, and my parents would just tell me if I didn't eat it, I would eat nothing. And they were sort of tough on me about it. So I learned to eat vegetables and fruits and things that I just didn't like as a kid. Now I love them. Now I eat everything.
See?
Yeah.
Yeah. So there are ways we can introduce, vegetables and fruits to children, and they will, right from when they are babies, they're growing up, they see it and they love to eat it. Maybe not so much, but at least they get to eat. They pick the ones they like. So I believe that book will help children, to learn more about, because at the end they had to cook what they purchased. So, that was also a fun part for the character in the book.
Have you written any books for the children about the COVID pandemic?
Oh, no.
No.
No. I've not been inspired to write anything along that line. So something has to happen. Something has to trigger what I write. I don't just write. I know a lot of people are talking about but actually in Let's Go Shopping, there is a part that talks about hand washing. Before the child went to cook, they washed their hands, and then she joined the mom to prepare the food. But really about COVID, I haven't done anything about it.
I got to ask you, where did you get the zebra? That's a great picture.
Thank you. So we went out. I went out with my family, and we just moved to a new house, and we were looking for paintings, things we can decorate our house with, and I think we jointly picked that one.
Yeah, it's very cool. I like it.
Yeah, thank you.
So let's talk a little bit about your non-children's book. How many adult books do you have out?
I have three.
Okay, can you tell us a little about them?
Okay, so my first one is a play, The Waiting Room. And I wrote a play because years past when I first started writing, those were the kind of things I was writing about. I write poems, I write plays, and I actually had a small group where we go to different, churches. We acted out plays that I would write, and but I didn't get to publish any books then. So when I began publishing, when I started back writing, I wanted to write a play, and I wrote the play. And there are two plays in one. And the book is The Waiting Room. I wrote about culture. I wrote about, a man looking for greener pastures and eventually found himself in some kind of trouble, and he had to get out of the trouble one way or the other. And there's a display of culture. That is something you find in all of my three books. I love my culture so much. I believe I have a beautiful culture. I want to show the outfits, I want to show the food, I want to show the way of life of the people. So everything is in that book. And also, it is, a church play. Both plays are church plays, actually. And so that means we can actually get some things, if you're a Christian, you will enjoy the book. And if you're not a Christian, actually, from the reviews, I found out that non-Christians actually like the story. They like the storyline, and that actually, made me happy because I didn't know they would, and they did like it. So, also the second play in the book is a Christmas story. It talks about giving. It talks about how you look out for your neighbors. You don't just don't just be lonely. Just don't just be in your home. What is going on with your neighbor? You can reach out to them, because we see the story of a man who was always by himself, and his neighbor helped him out. He helped him. He gave him some information he needed, and he was also able to help his other neighbors, by giving them some gifts during Christmas that really helped them out. So these are the two stories in the waiting room. So I also published Colors of Love. And Colors of Love was telling the story of two friends, They were friends from childhood, and they experienced the same thing. They experienced men who cheated on them. They experienced men who didn't do them well, and so many other things that they went through with their family and the children. And how were they able to navigate the problem they went through? How did they do it? And they were also Christians, and through advice from other people, through prayers and all of that, they were able to solve some of the problems. Actually, one of the characters in the book, Yeni, she actually was able to find another man that she could trust. So this book talks about trust. It talks about betrayal. It talks about, what is your way of life? What actually are you looking at? What actually do you want to do with your life? If you have challenges, will you just stay there and let the challenge you have, you let it swallow you up, or you get up and keep moving with your life? So this theme also you will find in Good Pedigree. So Good Pedigree is my latest one that was published last year. And if you look on the back cover, it has, this picture I was talking about. I like culture. I like showing my culture. I like all of that. So it tells the story of a young girl who left the village. All she had known her life was the village life. So she left the village for the city because she got admission into the university. And then that was a big world right there for her. And her parents, herself, they were all worried about, okay, what is she going to do? Will she remember the trainings that we had given her? Because this is what we call home training. There's a way you bring up your own children. And then when you are not there, you want to think like, okay, what is my child doing? Is my child going the way I have taught him or her to go? So that was exactly what was going on here. She went to the town, to the city, and she saw a lot of things. There was peer pressure, and you know, at some point she was going to fall for it, but she didn't. She was bullied. A lot of things happened, but she was able to stand strong, through it all. She faced a lot of things that she did not expect, but eventually she got out of it. So, and there are other side stories to all of these ones. I know I have a lot of books. I'm trying to just go over them all real
Well, that's all
fast.
right.
So, these are some of the highlights of the book.
Okay.
Um, and
So your latest book is the one called Good Pedigree?
yes, for the adults book is Good Pedigree. For the children is Let's Go Shopping. Both of them were published the year 2021.
2021. All right, great. I suppose last question. So are all of your books Christian themed or Christian genre?
Ah, not all. The children books are not, but in all of the three adults books that are published, you will definitely find something Christian in them. Maybe not in total, but you will find something Christian in them. Because I'm a Christian, and I don't know how I will write without putting that into it. That's what I believe in. But like I said earlier, even non-Christians have read my books and they really liked it.
Okay, because I was just trying to figure out what genres your books would sort of fall into, and your books are kind of all over the place. You've got some, you've got different stories. You've got children's books, adult books. So you're kind of covering all the shelves in the bookstore, yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, if you see it that way, but I have, like I said, I have novels. So the novels, they can be classified as novels. They can be classified as Christian, especially Colors of Love and The Waiting Room. They can be classified as Christian books. They have a lot of Christian content. Good Pedigree does have Christian content, but it's not all total Christian content. It's they are novels and there's stories, like I said, that you find different themes in them that I know a lot of people have enjoyed reading.
Okay, they're fictions though, right?
They are fictions, yes.
Okay, all right, great. Well, we do have to wind this down. We are out of time. Do you have a website that you want to give out?
Oh, yes, I have Ola Books International, selfpop.com. And also all my books, you can find them on any major online bookstore like Amazon, Barnes& and Noble, Books A Million, Kobo. almost everywhere online you find my books, and in some bookstores too, like Target. And someone told me they found one of my books at Walmart. I didn't even know it was there. So you can find it there. And any of those websites, just type my name in, all of the books will pop out. Adeola Oyekola.
Okay, we'll spell it out on the screen. We'll put
All
it. We'll,
right.
we'll put it
Okay.
up so people know how to spell your name. Thanks so much for coming on. It was nice meeting you, and best of luck with all your books. I hope they do well.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.